ranging from as low as 6,500 kwacha. In Kasupe, Lusaka West, you can get land for as low as 8,000 kwacha. And of course, at 9 miles, we have plots ranging from 10,500 kwacha to 12,000 kwacha. At 10 miles, Mungule area, we have land for as low as 10,500 kwacha for a 20 by 25. And 15 miles area, you can get yourself a plot for as low as 4,500 kwacha. We provide transport for site viewing every Saturday at 09 hours and Sunday 14 hours. We have flexible payment plans. For more information, visit us at our offices on Great North Road, Zanimuane, Lusaka, or you can call us on 0975 582257. Elisa Properties, as far as your eyes can see.
This is Business Outlook. So glad you could join us, and apologies for starting slightly late. Technical glitches in the background, but nothing can stop us from actually bringing this content to you one way or the other, because the economy belongs to both you and me, and it is important we're informed of the happenings in the country and beyond. Now, we get straight to business as I'm your host, Jimmy Kanasha. Now, we know that the Treasury bills are very cardinal and key to what is going on in the financial sector. Just last week, we know the Bank of Zambia actually brought out an issue of a shortage of notes or kwacha notes in the country, and they've advised on other forms of exchange, cash exchanges, especially using mobile transitory systems. But today, the Bank of Zambia has announced some changes that are happening to the government securities, where they have also actually pegged an auction limits for both treasury bills and government bonds respectively. And they say that rather it's the other factors that are notable being the maximum bid amount for the non-competitive window, which has been adjusted upwards from 29,000 kwacha to about 499,000 kwacha on face value per bidder per maturity tenure. And also the minimum bid amount for non-competitive bids are remained unchanged at 1,000 kwacha. But also, it's important and valuable to note and to see that the minimum bid amount for competitive bids has actually been adjusted upwards from 30,000 kwacha to about 500,000 kwacha on face value per bid, or rather per bidder per maturity tenure. Now, government securities markets have also some numerous features that usually do differentiate them from any other financial instruments and markets, as believably they actually have some relatively minimal credit risk packages and are issued in a wide range of maturities, as can be witnessed from the past records at central banks' securities depository known as CSD, which are usually traded in fairly deep and liquid markets and are firmly supported by resourceful market potentials. And over time, with the Zambian case, government securities markets have actually classically rendered a deeper and more liquid than corporate debt securities markets, especially seeing this year's performance. However, due to all these characteristics, the government securities as such has offered services and underpinned an important role that might not easily be filled by other financial instruments, especially under the new governing system. There are many other factors owing to this, and in response, that socioeconomist Kelvin Chisanga thinks that raising of the thresholds might have financial repercussions revised upwards with a special aim to realign them with the economic changes, considering a passage of time since 20 years ago that they were rightly instituted. Take a listen to Mr. Chisanga.
And also seeing that the minimum bid amount also has remained relatively unchanged on the non-competitive bids of 1,000 kwacha. However, it's also important to note that the changes that have actually been capitalized has also affected on the competitive bids in the way that it has also triggered an upward trend from 30,000 to 500,000 kwacha on face value per bidder per maturity tenure. So the government securities market have numerous features that we always do appreciate and do differentiate them, of course, from financial instrument markets, of which we have believed that they have got relatively minimal credit risk packages as opposed to the corporate finance debts securities. But of course, we've witnessed the good uptake that has taken place in the market over time.
Good news, good news. We know that the economy, like I say, belongs to you and me, but also we know that most key personalities in this sector are taking their positions to ensure that a lot of things are coming in, including investors and other global businesses. And you need to know that His Excellency Hakainde Hichilema, the newly appointed president of Zambia, will be addressing over 1,000 global businesses as well as investors at investafrica.com's flagship event. That's the Africa Debate, dubbed the africadebate.com, on the 15th of September. Now, the virtual broadcast will see President Hichilema outline his plans to restore macroeconomic stability to Zambia in conversation with the chairman of Invest Africa, Rob Hersoff. Now, President Hichilema was elected to presidency just last month on the promise to tackle the country's debt problem as well as usher in a return to growth. Now, Zambia has been hit hard by the pandemic and COVID-19 pandemic, which has helped it fall into its first recession since 1998, just last year. In November 2020, Zambia became the first African nation to default on its sovereign debt since the start of the pandemic. Now, the global shutdown also came on the tails of a challenging few years, which had seen growth slow down to around 3% since 2015. Now, also, people are looking forward to receiving an update from President Hichilema on his government's priorities for the Zambian economy going forward. And in his inaugural speech, actually, in his address, he stated that government will focus over the next 5 years, or its focus will be on restoring macroeconomic stability, where he also promised to grow the economy so that all of us can actually, or rather we can list more people out of poverty than ever before. Also, he highlighted on securing an IMF deal, which is high on the president's list of priorities as he seeks to rebuild his nation's financial credibility internationally, or rather globally. He has also appointed former IMF advisor Stumekom Sokotwane as his finance minister and various other sectors. Now, at the Africa Debate, President Hichilema is going to join a lineup that includes senior representatives from the IMF, the African Development Bank, and the International Finance Corporation, the Development Bank of Zambia, Southern Africa, and Afrexim Bank, as well as the private investors 91 Altera Capital, Leapfrog Investments, and other institutions that are there. But the forum will actually provide, the online forum actually is going to provide an opportunity for Africa's newest leader to introduce his policy platform to global investors and businesses, as well as securing private sector buy-ins, which will be essential to the incoming government's promise to stimulate growth as well as create jobs for the youth of Zambia, or, well, let's just say Zambia's young population. Now, we talked about the president and the international platform. Let's bring it down to Lusaka and talk about certain challenges that citizens have been encountering so far after the new governments have been brought into business. We know that certain people have been looking for ways to actually obtain money from marketeers and bus operators. But the city market tour of Lusaka by the City Council, just on Tuesday afternoon, they conducted a tour of City Market on a fact-finding mission to ascertain whether political party cadres are still operating at the market, addressing marketeers after the tour. Now, Lusaka's town clerk, Mr. Alex Munson, say that he is happy to discover that operators and marketeers at the city market are paying their levies only to the local authorities. Now, Mr. Munson further say that the operators and marketeers should actually not allow people to exploit them and extort their hard-earned money. He further say that they have the right to conduct a citizen's arrest on any individual that wants to collect money from them other than the designated council cashiers. I hope this is the same for other councils across the country. And also the Lusaka City Council's Director of Housing, Mr. Danny Chibinda, says that all operators and marketeers should demand for a receipt every time they are making any payments to council cashiers. He said that once bus operators and marketeers pay their levies, they should keep their receipt as proof of payment in case somebody else wants to dubiously charge them again. Meanwhile, Chinika Ward 11 Councillor Mr. Masal Songoma has also urged bus operators and marketeers to work hand in hand with the local authority in its mandate to provide better services. Take a listen to this.
This is the time to fight for your rights as drivers and traders. Don't allow any person to exploit you. You can actually, if someone comes to extort you, do a citizen's arrest and take them to the police station. An environment has been created, a conducive environment for you to trade freely, and do your businesses in a conducive environment. So don't allow anyone to exploit you. Of course, we'll be coming from time to time to ensure that there is order. We picked on City Market because it's the biggest market in Zambia, City Market and the bus station. Because this is where many issues affecting drivers, traders are generated. So that is why we came here. And now it is good we came on the ground. The main purpose of coming here was to establish whether cadres are collecting money from traders and drivers. But what we've discovered on the ground, and I'm sure you must have followed the conversations we had with the traders themselves and the drivers, they are saying that they are only paying to council employees. And we are happy for that development, because that is what government has instructed, that drivers and traders should not pay levies to anyone other than the Lusaka City Council. And I'm very happy for that. We are also happy that we were joined by the area councillor. He knows this area very well. So most of the issues that the drivers and traders have raised, we will find a forum.
Other, speak what is in your heart, because that is the only way we can address whatever challenges you are facing. For as long as you hide, whether it's to do with Chilimba or whatever, the council will not be able to resolve it, because that information will not come to our attention. So be very free, like the way we have been guided. Ours is to follow the law. So when you follow the law, you are protected. There's no illegality there. So let's work together.
Is that there is a directive coming from the president that we have taken back the running of markets and buses back to the council. So the best thing is to cooperate with the council, who are the rightful people to collect levy. Because when that levy is collected, there's where it goes to do service provision to the people. And what we are saying, particularly to the drivers, is that cadres have been withdrawn. So their affairs must be managed by them, drivers only. So the people that we expect to be in bus stations is the drivers and conductors who are doing a service there. Anyone who is an extra person there, not doing any business, I think through the council and the police, we shouldn't allow them there. And also, I think the last word is to the traders. We have spoken. We are here on the ground. We have established. It won't help us for us to continue channeling propaganda, which is not there, because that would tarnish the government. We have established now. Themselves are speaking, not us. The only people right now that are collecting levy are the council. And we want to urge them, whenever a council cashier comes to your stand or table to collect levy.
Now, some of the bus drivers that were talked to had something to say as well.
not at Amakadas, Marisa Kuno,
Tenzeri contravening as a drivers. So when one come back, council managers study it's Langenham station. So others wanasara contravening. So tufuna once wali contravening wa stations. It's very pamoja. So ndi challenge chiri ya meli moto wa meli station wakanga ukashinga because that contravening walimba.
Okay.
Mabasi ya park.
Okay.
So tufuna ija msenzereko agent kuti ya wali mkati basazibwirira kuti contravening.
Okay.
So freedom when you vala because ya contravening if you got 24 hours service mwenze ri kutala mwemo mdiba station ya bwerere or bwerere mu council is stare mu ministry association.
Okay.
So tufuna bonse bijavili mu road dot chokemu ma shops ya clean.
Okay. No na Chisanga.
This is a Business Outlook. We take our first set of commercials. When we come back, we're going straight into capital markets. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the action. Brings it inside opportunity at the goal. Junior Trinidad. Power locking here. Go and shot here. My goodness, amazing shot. Yes, that is a goal. Unbelievable. They are the champions yet again.
Thinking of buying land? Wow! Think Elisa Properties, because we have land as far as your eyes can see. We have a newly opened site in Mazabuka Kalea area with land ranging from as low as 6,500 kwacha. In Kasupe, Lusaka West, you can get land for as low as 8,000 kwacha. And of course, at 9 miles, we have plots ranging from 10,500 kwacha to 12,000 kwacha. At 10 miles, Mungule area, we have land for as low as 10,500 kwacha for a 20 by 25. And 15 miles area, you can get yourself a plot for as low as 4,500 kwacha. We provide transport for site viewing every Saturday at 09 hours and Sunday 14 hours. We have flexible payment plans. For more information, visit us at our offices on Great North Road, Zanimuane, Lusaka, or you can call us on 0975 582257. Elisa Properties, as far as your eyes can see.
Welcome back. So glad you could join us. If you just joined us, this is Business Outlook. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the stock market, courtesy of the Lusaka Securities Exchange. Now they tell us that Monday's sales were quite similar to Tuesday's, but there's a slight difference. Monday recorded 29 trades, and so far it's showing that 68,742 shares were transacted, resulting in a turnover of 80,592 kwacha on Monday. But trading activity was also recorded in several businesses, including Airtel, Lafarge, Zambia Breweries, ZCCM, Zanaco, Zambia Sugar, Zafico, and CCAF on the quota tier. And thus the Lusaka Securities Exchange All-Share Index, LASI, maintained its close at 4,802.81 points, as there were no price movements recorded that day. But the market closed on a capitalization of 61,699,936,456 with ShopRite Holdings. Now, Tuesday's sales actually show that 67 trades were recorded, seeing a 3,922,342 shares that were transacted, and that resulted in a turnover of 5,928,754 kwacha realized from the sales. And share price losses were recorded in First Quantum of 10 ngwe. Puma also lost at 10 ngwe, but trading activity was recorded in other businesses, including CEC, Lafarge, SCZ, Zambeef, Zanaco, Zambia Sugar, and CCAF on the quota tier. And the Lusaka Securities Exchange All-Share Index LASI has closed today at 4,790.43 points, seeing a 0.26 percentage drop from its previous close of 4,802.81 points, and the market has since closed on a capitalization of 61,645,936,456 kwacha, including ShopRite Holdings. And because of that, it allows us rather to swing off to what's going on in the most active sales, as CCF has sold its share today at 19 ngwe, and CEC at 1 kwacha 14 ngwe. First Quantum, after losing at 10 ngwe off its price, is selling at 3 kwacha 17 ngwe per share. Lafarge is selling its share at 9 kwacha 95 ngwe. Puma at 1 kwacha 12 ngwe after shying off of a 10 ngwe loss right there. SCZ actually stands at 1 kwacha 24 ngwe without seeing any price changes. Zambeef at 1 kwacha 15 ngwe. Zanaco 85 ngwe per share, and Zambia Sugar at 6 kwacha 21 ngwe. Let's look at what's going on in our foreign exchange market, courtesy of Zanaco, where the United States dollar is buying at 15 kwacha 79 ngwe and selling at 16 kwacha 10 ngwe. The Great British Pound is buying at 21 kwacha 74 ngwe and selling at 22 kwacha 17 ngwe. The Euro is buying at 18 kwacha 64 ngwe and selling at 19 kwacha. And the South African Rand under the code ZAR is buying at 1 kwacha 7 ngwe and selling at 1 kwacha 9 ngwe respectively. Now we quickly look at the commodity market, courtesy of Bloomberg News, which show us that prices on the London Metal Exchange traded at $9,450.50 a ton, after prices went up today by 0.21% from the previous trading day's price. That's the most positive trade today. And crude oil has seen a negative trajectory today after it dropped by 0.86%, selling or trading $71.60 per barrel on the Brent market. Gold through the commodity exchange market also saw itself trading negatively by 1.11% from the previous trading day's price on the commodity exchange market, trading at $1,813.30 an ounce. And that's all I have for you in Business Outlook for today. Catch me next time. I am Jimmy Kanasha saying thank you for joining us. Be sure to always remember to contribute to the economy one way or the other. But don't forget to get in touch with me on the number on your screen and get to our page, CBC Television Zambia. Place a comment underneath this broadcast on that page. Let's get interactive. We'll see you soon.
Wherever you are on planet football, you can go anywhere in the world, but nobody feels football like we do. There's no feeling like that feeling.
It's a rhythm that moves us.
A wild celebration. The 90 hours banter before the 90-minute game.
Tony is very lucky that his father is a better person than Ole.
It's football or nothing.
Had a look, had a hit!
Football. Le football.
Soccer.
Goal of a lifetime!
Wallon Kafa.
Splendid football. Put the champagne on ice. Not done yet!
Nothing beats that.
Nothing compares to DSTV's unbeatable football offering. So stay connected to watch the best football on the planet.
Take a jojo. That is what it is. Girl, subconsciously, you dey blow my mind. You dey blow my mind. And I can't deny you. And I will love you right till the end of time. You gon' be my wife. Girl, I know the lie. Yeah, baby, let's go. Take a jojo. Baby, let's go. That is what it is. Baby, let's go. Take a jojo. Baby, let's go. That is what it is. Baby, from Dubai, we go Congo. Inside my condo, we go dance to Suazanto. I go tattoo your face, you are my logo. Baby, let's go. What's it gonna be? Girl, subconsciously, you dey blow my mind, oh. You dey blow my mind, oh. Girl, I can't deny you. And I will love you right till the end of time, oh. You gon' be my wife, oh. Girl, I know that lie. Baby,